So we find out what the hell is up with this little robot girl that's going on in Eden Zero. Not to mention that there is seemingly a big scheme going down right now with this piece of shit Sabir and all of his followers. And yeah, it turns out that the manipulation of time travel has actually kind of screwed up this timeline anyway. So it's more like people have just got to say, you know what, that's kind of all messed up right now. Yeah, we need to deal with this. Fuck it. You know, our previous rule is saying, let's not mess with time. Yeah, no, that's gone now. Let's just fuck with time up. Because, yeah, let's just talk about EMP or Pino. Because, yeah, this little thing is weird. So she's comes immediately out of, from the box, and she's like, I can't seem to find my master at all and all that. And she's like, I'm an anti-machine android for the information, and it's like, my name is Pino. And it's like, please just call me Pino, which immediately makes Happy just start turning off. He just straight up shuts down. The whole bard's electricity just goes off, and she's just like that. Oh yeah, apologies, it affected my EMP, and it's Shiki has no idea. It's like, what the fuck is an EMP? And it's like, it's an electronic magnetic pulse, and it the electromagnetic waves technically just shut down equipment. So Happy's deactivated, same thing with everything else, and he's just like, it only lasts a couple of seconds, so please be at ease about this. And of course, Shiki's like, you have a cool power. How about we be friends? And he's like, and I seriously, with all of the Remegas, they want, here's, not this again and shamelessly. For Christ's sake, Shiki. And she's like, friend, the sea, sure. It doesn't really get in the way of, everything I have to do as a machine, so why not? And he's like, hooray, Shiki got his first friend, hooray, if we're not counting Rebecca and Happy, sure, you know, there you go. So, there's his part of his quest done, on there, and he's like, and Wise is like, what the hell, I wanted money, I wanted, some cash, and this is but maybe I could sell you for a lot, and he's like, basically, and all that, I'm personal property of the person that created me, the master, and I don't have a market price. And he's like, wait, so who is it? And he's like, immediately, this is where it kind of goes to the point where it's why she reacted, and it's Sabir, and where this goes down on this, because why starts chasing after this thing, because it starts having pretty much a robotic version of a nervous breakdown as it starts trying to repair its memories, and it's damaged, and it's Sabir's new master, Master Sabir's orders are absolute, and it's I'm scared to go against his wishes, and this thing actually feels fear because it's crying its eyes out, it is screaming, and it's I need to go over there and just head straight back to him, and it's wow, this thing's really messed up. What the hell happened to this thing? And it runs away, and it's we get that bunny girl from earlier that was you know what, you guys have been talking about Sabir a lot, maybe you shouldn't really mess with that guy, you know, his gang around here terrorizes the city, and if he's got his sights set on you guys, then you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. You guys really should just try and lay low for a little while. And it's just and when it's but what about, you know, Wise and all that? What's his whole deal with him? And it's oh, that asshole that. He's he was originally working with him, and some reason they had a falling out at the moment. She's just there smoking a pipe at the moment, and she's she seems pretty chill for the most part on there. It's and so one thing is they're discussing is finding out that he was a thief when he was younger, before he actually became a so-called professor. And then when they go and pull out that little B cube that we were talking about last week, when I was it has that lightning symbol on it, I'm wait, does that mean it has some kind of specialty on there? And it's immediately they put it on, and it's actually a video, they're able to pull it out, and it is memories from we get to see of Pino and Sabir, and this piece of shit is just degrading this thing, and he's that's not my purpose, I'm not programmed with that ability, I'm an anti-machine android, I do not do that. And it's he's just dance you piece of little, shit like that. It's I want to see some Iron Doll dance in action, and he's oh, if you can't dance, then you don't need this leg. Just straight up just rips the leg off, and it is freaking out, it is terrified, it can clearly feel pain, and he's like, who's your master? And it's just like, your new master is me. And the one that's kind of messed up is like, forcibly remove your like memories of your other master, and it's just like, yeah, and pretty much just like, what should we do about the leg? I don't care, just put a nail or something on there. And it's just like, and pretty much she just starts crying her eyes out, and she is like, I want to go home, please take me back to my original master. Like, a person she doesn't even know, like, none of this time. And however though, this is where like immediately with Pino it's like, oh no, this is a little bit important. She's from our timeline. Like, the suitcase itself as well is from here, so it's, this timeline has already been messed up. They describe it as like, the last maintenance on this case is 492, and that's like, they're saying that's the year that we arrived. And so basically we don't know the specifics too much, but is Pino is an android from our time's future, and it came to this era just like us. If Sabir is using it, then we just can't use it. It's like, the past has already been messed up because of Sabir, and we have got to stop him. That is our general like plot right now for our first technical arc. Is like, we've got this little robot, and he is using this to pretty much rob banks and get like his own way from there. And we see a tiny bit of them going into their base, and immediately it's like they're talking about how they're going to take over the entire town, and just like, we see that he has got this bunch of fucking groupie lackey guys on there, and which we heard is called the Destroyers of the South, the Foot Brothers. So we see like this big muscly dude with like some like top knot hair on there. We got another guy with like all the curls on there, bro. Like, all the, like, for the most part, it's like, we're gonna be, there's 3 people here. So my general idea is like, oh, one for each person. One that Weiss is going to deal with, one for like Rebecca that may be fighting, or generally Shiki might fight them all and all that, depending where it can go on there. And it's like, it's kind of depressing to just kind of see this like Pino is just like, oh, how badly she just got treated, and she's like, I just want to go back to my master. And you can tell where it's like, I want to go back to master, and you're thinking like, well, who's originally her master? And she's like, I thought I heard master. I thought like his voice was there, or like recognizing, and clearly like Weiss was there, and like with their case and everything, and it's kind of putting the like pieces together that it's like, yeah, no, Weiss, the original, well, the Weiss that we know from our timeline was probably the person that invented Pino. And the question is like, why did he really make an EMP like android? Like, what is his basically a whole ordeal for that? Because he's the only person that we know so far, like, at all, that's had the capability of doing anything like that. I mean, clearly, like, with the ability to creating Happy as well, like, turning him into an android, this thing as well, feeling kind of like, emotions as well. So, I want to know what the general concept of, like, why this thing was created in the first place. Maybe this might have, like, messed up, in general, like, what happened here, but, I'm curious with, like, the next chapter on there. It's like, again, like, the guy, like, it's still the first arc, so I'm not really impressed by these, like, villains at all. To be fair, they're, like, just fucking jobbers for the most part. It's like, you're not really intimidated, you're just still more bad at, like, how shitty, like, Pino's been put in this scenario, and it's like, you look at all these mooks and, like, they're like a thief gang like that. They're nothing too, like, insanely special at the moment, and it's like, of course you save, like, your cars and all that for, like, later on there, but I know, depending with, like, I think Hero doesn't have to personally worry too much about the early starts of Union Zero, because I think regardless, like, he's going to be guaranteed at least, like, 24 chapters of, like, stuff that he wants to do, because some people just don't even get that. And Shonen Magazine is I feel like it's a little bit more lenient than, like, how Shonen Jump is with its brand new series, so, like, we're not going to be seeing, like, it ends in 13 chapters, 24 on there, but definitely it's like, with this early start and, like, with how it's, like, setting up and everything, I think a lot of people will be like, I want to see the first real foe, and, like, at the moment we're just being sent a general concept. I mean, again, like, I don't have too many expectations of these guys, like, to, like, truly wow me, but again, like, I think the standout part of this chapter was definitely the Pino part, and, like, where it's like, oh, she is completely messed up. Like, she is, like, she can feel things, and she's just being forced to be dragged around and being used as a tool at the moment. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to whenever, like, the next chapter comes out of this. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What did you think about this chapter of Eden Zero? But that is all from me. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.